My name is Ben Pape, and I'm very pleased to support one of my favorite NTT Data colleagues, Gero, on stage. Today in this presentation, we would like to discuss how cloud computing can be expanded in German companies, especially in mid-sized companies. We do this based on our SaaS solution, CERTassist for regulatory processes on AWS. And we do this in a concrete case example for Krone. Krone, a company producing agricultural machinery and truck trailers. Let's have a look first at the adoption of cloud computing in German companies. There we go. And there's a pretty large share of German companies using cloud computing. This is 89%, and that's actually good news. On the other hand, if you look on the share of IT applications, and especially innovative digital services, the share is very, very low. Why is this? And to be honest, what do we need to do in order to grow this share over the next 5 years? And, well, there are all those promising advantages of cloud computing that we all know too well. And we know them so well that we will not even go into detail on these. And there are those perceived obstacles, and we all know them as well too. And we will not go into detail on them. No sense from our side. Actually, we conceive and believe it is more important to focus on some basic social skills in the customer journey. And these are listen. What are, in our case, what are your main concerns when talking about regulatory processes? Second, respect. It is perfectly clear that you want your engineering and production data in a secure, highly available, highly performant, interoperable environment. Examples. I mean, CERTassist is a very good one. Structure. Let's make use of our frameworks, methodology, technology, business cases. And finally, make your agile mindset work. Try out, adapt, expand and scale. And this is what it's all about. And I hand over the microphone to Gero to go more into detail on the concrete case example. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Bernd. Let's go on the details. If we see the first green point, how do you deal with regulatory affairs? If you see the upcoming regulations coming from the EU, it's a lot, it's among us. We see the EU Data Act, we see the AI Act, we see the Battery Act, we see UNC 155 and so on and so forth. It's a pile. And if you see customers like Krone, a named reference of our company, they build trailers. And if you see a trailer is a tiny little thing built from steel, and you have to provide every 10 minutes the tire pressure, how do you ensure that the overall data security is given? Therefore, the EU decided to have this EU UNC R155 to ensure data security. Sounds very bureaucratic, but in the end you ensure that within your data stream nobody will hack your trailer. And we started this project to provide our customers an ensured safe environment to start on a small scale to do these compliancy topics around these regulatory affairs. Key assets, key capabilities of CERTassist is this management of these incoming regulatory topics. The second topic is these type approvals. Whenever you have to approve things, CERTassist will support you in providing the right documents based on the formally extracted known regulation. And third, and last but not least, the product registration support. Whenever you go to whomever in Germany, the KVA, all this certification work you have to do up front is supported by CERTassist in an automated way. In the end, it's a small-scale solution which you don't have to build on your own, because a lot of these customers think, hey, I make this on my own, on Jira or whatever, but in the end they fail due to the fact the effort is really, really high. In the end, how is the overall UI looking like? The UI is, of course, an UI where you can see, okay, this is my regulatory affair, this is my documentation. A very dry thing, I know, it's a little bit boring on the first view, but it's supporting you in the case that the key information is extracted, as I previously wrote, automatically from the tool. And secondly, based on the given documentation, the collaboration you need is as well implemented. You have a workflow, you have the right people who should work together on this internally. I come to the second point, the external point later on. And so for the work on this given documentation is automated. Second point, coming from these green bullet points, how do you evolve within a company due to the tool support? Third, how do we ensure that the tool is very simple? Sorry if somebody from AWS is listening, it's cloud agnostic. It's not to be defined by AWS tools as well. It can run on Google, it can run on Azure as well. Due to the fact, as Bernd previously told, the given trust we have in cloud environments is not always there. We have to give our customers the trust you can use whatever cloud you need. Therefore, we decided to use, of course, in this case on AWS tools, to use tools who support an application platform, to support a build and development pipeline in a DevOps mode, and so on and so forth. The main goal is we need to select the tool you trust, not to give the customer a roadmap, you have to use things, because otherwise you broke trust. These are the more commodity-based things. If we go forward and say, hey, now this UN ECE regulation will change, you have an adopted document. Now we come to a little bit the extended things, how to automate the extraction of information from given information and forward them to the needed information. Sounds a little bit complex, but based on AI tools, you can scan given documentation and update existing documentation. And this is a huge, huge, huge advantage to automate and simplify the work and to reduce dramatically cost in such a little bit of boring process, because documentation based on regulatory affairs is not beloved within companies. Good. Last important slide from my side. We talked a lot about communication within the company. Now you have communication and regulatory information outside your company. And now we talk about collaboration across company borders. The European participants within this journey know Catena X or Gaia X, all these data spaces around. Tools like CERTassist are absolutely predefined to use via EDCs, Eclipse, data connectors, the exchange between other tools to build trusted value networks. It's a huge term, but in the end, we have to cope with a huge amount of data and huge amount of secure data, and data spaces are the one and only place to ensure this. And with that, Bernd, back to you. Make it short and simple.
All right. Thank you, Gero. Thanks for the insights in this case example on the two examples, CERTassist and ZFDOS for EDC Catena X. Thank you. Let me try a short conclusion, a summary. And we took off and by talking about perceived obstacles when wanting to do cloud computing. We pointed out the advantages, but we believe it is more important to really go into the social skills when designing the customer journey to cloud computing. And we pointed this out and demonstrated this for our two examples, CERTassist and ZFDOS as an EDC connector to Catena-X. And we think that it is really important to drive these case examples, these use cases as lighthouses, so that you can actually learn the usage, expand, and then scale and grow with these examples. Well, finally, if you want to go into detail, come over to our booth and discuss with us. We are here at AWS, and you will there find for sure Gero. He's more than willing to discuss details with you. Matthias Wickler, our colleague, he's a real expert on regulatory processes and CERTassist. And me, we will be there and more than happy to go into detail with you. And come on and join us there. Thanks a lot for your attendance.